Dennis, good afternoon. Could you please give a short introduction about yourself?
Hey, Rokas, thank you for welcoming me. Well, I'm from Bulgaria, 30 years old. I joined the real world several months ago, to be precise. It was like November when they rebranded it from Hustlers University to the real world. And for this time in the real world, a lot of things changed, to be honest. I've seen a lot of improvement in many areas in my life. So I'll be happy to discuss that. And yeah, that's a short brief about me.
Okay, so in many areas of your life, please do go into more depth on that. What area specifically? In what way?
Okay, let's start with the fitness area of my life. So before I joined the real world, let's say it like that, I was becoming a little by little the average Joe Schmo. Well, I wasn't training regularly. I had a belly, and for a 30-year-old man, it's not looking good. And when I joined the reward and the marketing bootcamp, where we are taught to work out every day and work every day, so I took this advice and I actually applied it. And in like 2 to 3 months, I was able to cut this belly, and I can say that I'm in the one of the best shapes I was so far. And yeah, this is for the fitness area of my life. If you're talking about business perspective, I've been running my business for like 2.5 years right now, and it is going up and down, up and down. And recently, we will talk about it, I guess. Recently, I started seeing consistent improvement. Like before joining the reward, I had some wins, but it was here and there, nothing consistently, which changed as well. Also, another big thing that changed was my work ethic. Like I was thinking that I was working hard. Then I joined. I took a look how the other marketing students work, also how Luke, the marketing professor, works, and his mindset about working. And this completely changed my way of looking things. And with this mindset shift, I was able to change also my work ethic, which results in more results for me, both financially and fitness.
Good, good. So that's great to hear. So in terms of financial again, did you get clients for video editing or what did you do?
Well, firstly, I started in the marketing bootcamp. I learned a bit of video editing, social media marketing, and all that stuff. I applied some of them to my personal brand here in Bulgaria. And actually, what gave me the financial results was the freelancing campus and the content creation campus, which is pretty new. If I need to start the freelancing campus, I was like, okay, let's go to this campus, let's see what they teach, and try to absorb the knowledge as fast as I can and to find a client as fast as I can. So I took I think 5 days it took me to go through the content. Then I start outreaching, and I was able to land a client in these 7 days. Like in just a week from the beginning, I was able to land a client for digital marketing services, which I was already doing in my, at that time, 9 to 5 job. And yeah, I can say that it was pretty fast to close a client in that period. I was amazed by myself, to be honest. Basically, in the past, I had clients come to me because of referrals. I've never went out and reach out to potential clients, which is also a mindset shift that you can go to some people and order your services and get like money in. And yeah, that was my first wins that actually I didn't post in the real world because there was like small wins. But when the content creation campus in the end of April came out, I was like, well, I've been creating content for years now. I've been editing, not a high level, but I have some degree of knowledge there. And I was like, let's try this. Let's see what is the content there, what is the lessons, what can I learn. And basically, my first win came in like 1 week and a half after looking at the lessons, applying what the professor told us. And yeah, then another win came in, another win. And basically, in the past month, I've made 1.3K. And that's all thanks to the real world.
Nice.
So, yeah.
So when you say another win came in and another one, was that through content creation?
They start for UGC. It was like user-generated content for businesses. The first one was for a local business. I made an advertisement for them for one of their products. Then I had another UGC win, and then I had several content creation wins where I'm video editing basically for businesses. And yeah, and I'm excited for what is coming because it's just 1 month and I'm already seeing results.
Right. And it's a completely new campus. I think you're actually Rico done content creation as well, but I didn't go into depth much with him on it. So since your wins that you relate to the real world have been mostly from content creation, I'd like your perspective on how has the process of going through that campus been? What have you learned? What kind of things?
Well, to be honest, I'm really impressed how the campus is doing. It started, as I said, like a UGC campus with the submissions area where you practice what you're taught, you submit your videos, and then or the professor or some of the other guys or the captains are looking at your videos and they give you recommendations what you need to look at, what you can improve. And basically that's amazing because it's interactivity that you can't find anywhere else. And by submitting your videos, someone giving you feedback, you're getting better and better. And this actually happened with me as well. My first video that I submitted there was disapproved. I was like, well, why? And then I saw a simple mistake like camera basics, where are you positioned in the camera? It was a dumb mistake, like something really simple. But when I took a look at my account on TikTok here for the Bulgarian market, all my videos were not good. Like camera basics, there was no camera basics there. And that was only the beginning. Then we learned about how to speak, how to be authentic, which is something that many businesses need. Like they need authentic people so the customers can relate to these people and also to buy their products. So yeah, it's an amazing campus. We started as a UGC campus, then they rename it to Content Creation Campus, which is like insanely big. The content creation sphere is something crazy. Like you have people creating content for YouTube, for businesses. Like it's mind blowing. I can't describe it. Basically, it's insane. And right now, the professor, the Pope, he's giving us lessons on how to edit. And with what I did before and what I'll be doing in the next month, I'm pretty sure it will be completely different and on completely different level. So yeah, I'm pretty excited as you see. Yeah.
Right. Perfect. I mean, I love the insights. Thank you. How different is the material then within all the campuses you've seen compared to what you can find out on the internet?
Well, I start with the interactivity where you post your submissions, the professor or the captains reviewing them, they give you a feedback which is something like I really liked. And I find this differentiate the campus from the other campuses. Well, in the other campus, we also can ask the professors, and I did that. Like, for example, last time I asked another question in another campus was in the marketing bootcamp, and basically I just typed something in the general chat, and I have some of the professors answered me there, which is like I didn't expect that fast response. Like the response came in just a few minutes. There's no comparison. Like the real world is something that there's no other thing like the real world. For example, I'll give you some simple example. My wife bought a course on graphic design here in Bulgaria, and basically the price of this course was 8 times the monthly subscription to the real world. And because it was in Bulgarian and she wanted to have it in Bulgarian to someone from here, from the local market, to explain what to do, how to do it, and all that stuff, the quality is not that good, to be honest. Like, there's no comparison. I've been to dropshipping programs. I've been all over the place in the last few years. Like, I'm interested in digital marketing and all that online services you can provide for like maybe 10 years now. And with all that time, I've been looking at different programs. There is nothing that can compare to the real world.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. I like to hear that. And yeah, it's something you hear within the real world that it's the best educational platform on the planet, or at least definitely online. It's the best educational platform that you can get. And it was hard to believe when I was first hearing it. But now it's something I've said quite a few times now as well. Doing these interviews, hearing all the success stories, I mean, for $50 a month, it's insane what success stories come out of here. And all the value that's provided. I mean, every campus is its own university level course, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What kind of an impact has the community had on you, if any?
Oh, one of the reasons I joined, by the way, was the community, because I wanted to put myself in an environment where people want to work hard and want to succeed financially. Because like there is a reason that we are talking about the 1% people, and the reason is because they're rare. Like it's really hard to find a community around you where all the people there want to become better. And this is one of the reasons I joined, because all the guys there's a lot of young guys. Like sometimes I feel old there. I'm 30 years old, but there's a lot of people that work every single day. Like no days off. They work every day. They work out every day as well, and they're becoming better people. So this also made me join the real world, because I was searching for this type of community where I can be growing and developing myself.
Mm-hmm. Good. So glad you found that. And
Yeah.
how different would you say your average day is now compared to before you joined the real world?
Well, after I finally understood what is to work hard, I can say that currently I'm working like 10 times harder than before. And also I'm seeing results compared to before, consistent results. As I already told you, before joining the real world, my results was not consistent. They were not big. It was something here and there. And right now I'm seeing this growth, and I'm really excited for what it's coming. Because in the past month, like I already told you, 1.3K, and this is insane, man. Like there's a people in Bulgaria that didn't make this money when going to a job, and I did that while I was going to a 9 to 5. Like, currently it's on the side. When it becomes the main thing, I'm pretty sure that I'll kill it.
Right. And it's something you made within a month of starting as well. Whereas, well, I'm guessing in order to be earning $1,300 per month in Bulgaria, you need to have some expertise within that skill in order to, yeah, I mean, have some time investing into it, and then you'd earn that kind of money, right? Like
Yeah,
it's not an
that's
entry level payment.
no. There's maybe if you know English, you can go to a call center and work like crazy for like 8 to 12 hours per day. Maybe then you will be paid that much, but your mind will you burn out basically. You'll
Yeah,
go crazy.
yeah. Okay, great. So something you're doing on the side. What would you say was the biggest challenge you faced when first starting out with content creation?
So my biggest challenge that I needed to overcome was to speak in English because I'm here from Bulgaria and all the submissions I did was in English. So I needed to think in English, to say my story in English, and do all the exercise in English. And this was pretty hard for me because I used to talk only in Bulgarian. I don't have here like friends to talk with in English, and we just don't do that. Like there's no reason to practice English in this way. And as I'm working hard, I didn't spend much time outside of my job and having time with family, and changing that and starting talking in English, explaining my thoughts and all that stuff really took time because I'll be honest, I did some of the submissions and I needed like 30 minutes to 1 hour, like shooting footage all the time. And all the stuff that came to my mind, I needed to express and tell it. So I was shooting content, and you can't see it on my phone right now, but for every submission, I had like 50 clips. And I was doing this for every submission because I wanted it to be perfect. I wanted it to be better. And this was really a challenge for me. And I believe it's a challenge for a lot of people that are outside of the US, the UK, and their main language is not English. So yeah, this was the biggest challenge I faced.
All right, and clearly you've shown it is possible with English not being your first language, with having an accent as well. That it's completely possible be to do content creation and earn money from it.
Yeah, it's really possible, man. I did it. I contacted some clients that are not Bulgarian, and I did some things for them. So it's really possible. Like, and you can always like. Currently, I'm trying to become better with my English to improve my accent as well. So yeah, but it's completely possible to do it even if English is not your first language.
So, what would you say have been the biggest insights you've learned from your time within the real world?
Man, like there's a lot of insights I learned. I
So,
can
whatever
tell,
comes to mind, feel free to say.
yeah, well, I have some lessons that were taught in the real world that I can't get out of my mind. One of them is one of the lessons by Luke for flipping the coin. There, let's say, if one person is trying to do one thing and he's doing it one time a day, it will take a lot longer so he can succeed in this one thing. And if you're doing, let's say, the same thing, but 10 times a day, you get feedback faster and you'll be able to excel in this stuff that you're doing. It's about the times, how many times are you flipping the coin. If you're flipping the coin many times a day, then you probably get the result that you want. And if you're doing it just a few times a day, you need a lot of time if you can succeed, of course. And the other thing that Pope Satan's, uh, I just I am just thinking about this every single day. It is like on the wolf on the hill is not as hungry as the wolf climbing the hill. And you meet people twice, on the way up and on the way down. So these two lessons are keeping me motivated every day. And there's a lot of other lessons that I learned, like what is work, how you can work 24/7, and it's completely insane.
Okay, thank you for the insights. What about the future? Where do you see your life heading? Maybe in short term, medium term, long term?
Short term, I see myself getting more and more revenue every month. Long term, I'm looking into, like, let's say in 6 months, my goal is to go to 5K to 10K a month. And after that, there's no limits. Like, I'm currently doing content creation, and I plan to reinvest my profits in, like, maybe try e-commerce. I have experience with e-commerce, and also Schwab, the professor in e-commerce, he is really great as well. So I think to go there, take the knowledge, apply to the real world with the money that I already earned from the content creation, and it can go crazy. Like, I know people that are doing e-commerce, and it's crazy, man.
All right, good, good. And yeah, I mean, you'll probably continue earning money through content creation, then reinvest into e-commerce, get that to multiply. I mean, definitely sounds like a good idea. So I look
For
forward to
sure.
seeing how that progresses for you and doing a follow-up with you if you'll be interested in about 3 months to document progress. That would be great. And to keep you accountable as well, to make sure you're
Yeah.
not slacking. Okay, good. So just a few more questions now. What kind of an impact would you say Tate has had on you personally?
Oh, a lot of impact. Like, mindset wise, insane amount of impact. Like, I changed my way of thinking a lot. I was looking at depression like a real thing. Let's say it's a real thing. You can feel it, but if you identify like a depressed person, then you're lost. You better change your perspective. This is something that really helped me because in my past job, I had this. I had this experience where a colleague of mine left us, and I took his work, and I was working like double the effort, double all that I was working. It doubled, and I was feeling burnt out. I was feeling depressed. It was not really good, and I was like, well, I need to escape this mindset. Like, I wasn't feeling good because I was feeling depression at the time. And with seeing all the Tate content, it made me realize, like, it's all in your head. It's how you perceive things. And basically, you can change that with your actions. And also by the way of how you look at things, you can also change that. And now, when I'm thinking of depression, I'm seeing like a state that is, you can be there, but you can feel it, but it's not something that you can identify with, because it just a state. Like, you can feel depressed, in the next moment you can feel happy. You just need something that will change your mood, let's say, something that you change your mood. And that's not really hard. You can go to the wins channel. If you're in the real world, you can check how many wins are there, and you see that there are people winning every day, and there's nothing to be depressed about. So yeah.
Interesting answer. Thank you. And yeah, I mean, I've asked you about how your day was before you joined, and talked about the real world. So seems that's everything for this interview. Now I have one final question. For people who are still unsure about joining the real world, maybe they're thinking it could be a scam for the $50. From your experience, what advice would you have to them?
Uh, Man, like $50, it's nothing. The amount of knowledge you can get there is, I'm keep saying it, but it's really insane. Like, for example, the content creation campus, you'll be learning how to edit videos. If you want to do this in any other program in the other part of the world, you need to pay like 1K only for these tutorials and knowledge. So if anybody thinking that the real world is a scam, I want to mention what Tate said. It's not impressive how many people are there and are joining. It's impressive how many people keep staying there. And myself, I don't think to exit the real world anytime soon.
Mm-hmm.
As long as there is the real world, I will be there. So it's not a scam. Just try it. It's $50, and these $50 can change your life. If you comparing changing your life with $50, there's something wrong with you.
Mm-hmm. Right. I mean, as with joining the real world is a potential risk because you don't know if it'll work or not. But it's the same with whatever you decide to do within the real world. Doing that will be a risk because you could potentially be doing something else. So if you're not willing to take that risk to actually join, then you probably won't succeed within the real world anyway.
Yeah.
Is how I see it as well. Okay, so thank you for all those insights, Denis. For people who want to find out more about you or contact you, where can they do so?
Well, they can find myself on YouTube. I recently created a channel where I'm doing a challenge. If I will be able to do from zero to $1 million with the teachings of the real world, and you can find this channel by the name of Denis the Insider, or the handle is Denis Insider. And now posting their updates on what my journey is, little snippets of how I used the knowledge in the real world to make real life money. And yeah, they can also, if they want to contact me and ask me about joining the real world, they can do it on Instagram. My handle is Denis Dimitrov. And yeah, feel free to do. I'll be happy to explain them why the real world is not a scam.
Perfect. Okay, and that you're not a paid actor as well, because I mean, all these hundreds of interviews, they must be paid actors, right? If they're speaking so positively about the real world.
No way, man. If someone believes that we are paid actors, just pay the $50, join, and go to the wins channel and search for our wins. All the wins are there. All my wins are there. So
Yep.
you can see bank invoices, like everything.
Yeah.
And that's for every person that is winning inside the reward.
Okay. So, Denis, again, thank you for your time. I look forward to that follow-up interview. So make sure you're doing everything you can to give us a good story in about 3 months or so. And until then, I wish you all the best.
Thank you, Rokas. Wish you all the best too.